우유. 우유.
Until the break of dawn, I go on and on, on and on, on and on. Until the break of dawn, I go.
Ciao.
이게. 미치게.
Dear my beloved audiences, today I want to tell you a story, which is called The Dog in the Rain. It was a quiet, rainy evening when he appeared. Clara was sipping tea by the window, wrapped in an old sweater, listening to the rhythm of the rain tapping the roof. The house had been silent for months, ever since her husband passed and their daughter moved to the city. Silence had become a strange companion, one she neither welcomed nor feared. Then came the knock. It wasn't on the door, but at the glass. She turned and saw him, a soaking wet dog, standing just beyond the porch light. Medium-sized, scruffy, with black and brown fur clinging to his sides and eyes so round and tired they looked almost human. Clara hesitated. She wasn't a dog person, but something in those eyes made her open the door without a second thought. The dog didn't move. "It's okay," she said gently, holding the door wider. He stepped in cautiously. Muddy paws touched the doormat. He shook once, spraying water everywhere, and then quietly curled up by the fire as if he'd lived there forever. "No collar," Clara murmured, kneeling down to look closer. "No tags. No name." She set out a towel and some leftover chicken. He ate slowly, politely. "Well," she sighed, watching the rain pour harder outside. "Looks like you're staying tonight." The next morning, Clara expected the dog to be gone. But there he was sitting at the back door, looking out at the gray sky. When she approached, he turned and wagged his tail once. Just once. Over the next few days, the dog, who Clara started calling Shadow, became a part of her life. He never barked, not once. He didn't beg or chew furniture. He followed her around the house, resting nearby, but never in the way. When she gardened, he sat beside the flower beds. When she read, he curled up near her chair. And when she cried, those quiet, sudden waves of grief that still came without warning, he simply laid his head on her knee. Shadow, she realized, was more than a visitor. He was a presence, a weight, a comfort. One morning, Clara walked into the kitchen and found him staring at the old wooden cupboard where her late husband had kept his fishing gear. "Looking for something?" she asked softly. Shadow didn't move. She opened the cupboard, more out of habit than anything, and paused. A dusty old leash was folded neatly on the shelf, tucked beside a photo of her husband holding a fish, smiling wide, with a dog at his feet. A dog that looked just like Shadow. Clara's heart skipped. She pulled the photo closer. Could it be? No, she whispered. It couldn't be. That was years ago. He would have been gone. But Shadow looked at her with those same, knowing eyes. Clara called the local shelter, checked missing dog reports, even put up a photo online, but no one claimed him. Weeks passed. Rain gave way to sunlight. The house no longer felt so silent. Every morning, Shadow waited by the door, leash in his mouth. And every morning, Clara smiled and took him for a walk. One day, while they were walking the trail near the lake, Clara saw a man sitting on a bench, staring at the water. He turned when he saw them. "That your dog?" he asked. Clara hesitated. "Sort of. He looks just like one I used to have. Same fur, same face. It's funny, dogs like that don't come around often." She smiled politely and nodded, moving on. But her mind was spinning. That night, she pulled out more old photos. The dog from years ago, Rusty, had the same eyes, the same markings, even the same way of tilting his head. But Rusty had died. Her husband had buried him in the backyard one autumn afternoon, tears in his eyes. So how could this be Shadow? Unless it wasn't about logic. Shadow never asked for anything, never demanded attention. He simply stayed, healed, waited. Clara began to believe he had come back, not as a ghost, not quite, but as something more, a piece of the past that had returned to help her find her way forward. On the first warm day of spring, Shadow woke her early. He barked, his first bark, and nudged the leash toward her hand. "You want to go out?" she asked, confused but smiling. They walked through the blooming fields. The air was full of light and birdsong. At the top of the hill behind the house, Shadow stopped. He turned to Clara, licked her hand, and sat. Then he looked out at the horizon. For a long time, they stayed there together. And when they came back down the hill, he was gone. No paw prints. No sound, just the wind, gentle and warm. Clara didn't cry. She simply whispered, "Thank you." And from that day forward, she wasn't alone. Not really. Because somewhere deep in the quiet, she could still feel him walking beside her. If you like this video, please leave a like and a subscribe. It will really help our channel grow. But if you don't like it, then just skip it and don't forget to check out our other videos. Thank you very much and goodbye.